What is up, guys? Dr. Typo here, playing some Destiny, and I'm doing the raid right now, as you can see, just a little bit of gameplay so I can talk over it, and you can listen to me talk about something that Bungie definitely has in the works, and it's something that a lot of people are looking forward to, however, probably don't understand what the cons are going to be for it, and that is raid matchmaking. Now, first and foremost, if you're having problems finding a group for the raid, I really recommend going to a website that I have put in the description below, as it is really going to help you find groups for the Nightfall, for the raid, for the weekly heroic strikes, all of that stuff. You're going to be able to find groups much easier if you use the Destiny LFG tool, which somebody was kind enough to make. It's just a website right now, but obviously Bungie is going to make some sort of matchmaking, so it essentially makes that website obsolete. Now, one of the big problems that you're going to encounter for sure with the raid matchmaking is that you're going to have no control over who joins, what level they are. All they're going to have to do is be, the level that is required by the raid, which might only be 26, 27 for normal, when everything inside the raid is going to be 27, 28 without a doubt. And there's even going to be some 28 elites, so if you have a level 26 guy and he's not geared very well, he's definitely going to be dragging the raid down a little bit. Not to mention that you also take the possibility of getting people who don't have microphones or for some reason just don't want to plug in their microphone, and then you're going to have, lack of coordination. People aren't going to hear what's going on, they aren't going to understand the strategy, especially if they've never been there before, and it's just going to be a little bit of a clusterfuck. And of course, one of the biggest problems right now, if matchmaking were to come out next week, they would also need to fix the voice chat so you'd be able to talk to people, who are in your fire team but aren't in your fire team. You can't talk to people who are in your Tiger Strikes unless you actually join their party or invite them to your party, vice versa. You get what I'm saying. You can't talk to anybody in this game unless they have accepted an invite or you have accepted an invite. And that is really going to make some big problems for raiding right now. It's, like I said, only if they do the matchmaking. Fortunately, for the time being, you're stuck actually going into a group with people, so you're going to hear every word that everyone says. And I will not lie, for someone's first time inside the raid, it is a little challenging, can be some tough content. I mean, it did take a long time. The very first group that cleared it, I think it took them about 6 hours and some odd minutes to clear it. So it can be rough for a lot of newbies who come in here, especially if they don't have a whole lot of explanation beforehand. Which is why I think perhaps that they should have a nerfed raid that comes out for the matchmaking, similar to what they do with other games, i.e. World of Warcraft. They have raid matchmaking in that game, and it's different content. It's a little bit nerfed down. The bosses aren't as hard. The content itself is not as hard. However, the rewards you get are not as good as if you were to actually form a group yourself and go in there and do it yourself. So, logically, you would think that they would have to do the same thing for this game. You would just get gear that wouldn't take you to level 30. Instead, it could take you to level 28, 29, high enough so that you are ready to actually go and do the raid with a normal group, instead of having to use the raid matchmaking, whatever you want to call it. And now, obviously, some groups won't struggle. There are probably plenty of groups who have just randomly assembled in the tower, and groups who have just assembled from scratch off of the DestinyLFG.com, and they have probably cleared it without a problem. Of course, it also, more than likely wasn't someone's first attempt in there. But at the same time, when you use that raid matchmaking tool, some of the things you're going to run into is coordination problems, communication problems, stuff like that. And so you could just almost expect the content to be dumbed down just a little bit. That way everybody can get through it without a problem. Either that, or it's just going to give out the same loot anyways, and they're just going to go ahead and nerf the content as a whole. So it's it's not as big of a headache for anybody. Of course, by doing that, then they're going to make the game unreasonably easy, which really it kind of is, as long as you're geared for whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. And then people might not be nearly as keen to play it. For the time being, though, use the DestinyLFG.com website, and you're going to be able to put together a group, join a group, anything. As long as you are level appropriate, you'll be able to get accepted into any one of these groups, considering they have space, and they probably do fill up pretty quick, especially if there's a group only looking for one guy. And that's typically what you're going to find is groups looking for 2, 3. Usually it's going to be a group of guys who are just looking for a couple more guys to help fill out the rest of their group. I have used it multiple times, and it's actually worked out pretty well most of the time. I'm pretty sure this group right here actually has a couple guys from the DestinyLFG.com, but no big deal. Even though we wiped 1 or 2 times, we still finished this raid, no problem. So if you're having issues getting a group, go ahead and give that a try. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Take 2 and call me in the morning.